Hi, I'm Catherine.
And I'm Lynn, and we are a coffee break
with Cat and Mom. Welcome back to our podcast. Welcome back to our podcast. Today's episode 51, and today we are going to be talking about
something that I just thought this week, because I work with younger assistants, and younger than me, obviously. Some of them are just, maybe 10 years younger. Some are pretty much your age. And they were talking about what's going on in the world and how it impacts them. And I thought that it would be a good conversation, from different point of view. It will be a 2-episode type of.
Yes, this is going to be a 2-part series. So today's part 1.
Because I found too many subjects. So we're just going to start, with 3, and then we'll have 3 next week. So about the impact of social life, what's going on in the world, everything that, mental to AI to career choices to how the cost of living.
It's kind of just the stressors of going out in the world and starting her life.
Yeah, her graduating. We had these conversations. We have these conversations in the house, how one day this is what I want to do and the next day this is what I want to do. And, as a mom, you want to support your child, but it's so hard to see them struggling, and you just... It is.
I don't know. Yeah.
Sometimes, the way I answer, you're just like, well, Mom, I don't want you, and you just answer the wrong thing. But I don't know if it's not the way I wanted to come out, or what you just, and the same thing happened with my mom. I went into a career that when I graduated, I knew exactly what I was going to do. I was a chiropractor. But, or even your sister's going to graduate. She's supposed to be a teacher. She doesn't even want to teach anymore. So I don't even know what she's going to do. You're in finance. It's so much broad.
It is a very broad spectrum. And I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to work up I don't want to work up, the corporate ladder and get stuck in a lifeless cycle. So that's just kind of what I'm figuring out right now. So, not that people that work up the corporate ladder are lifeless, but a lot of people tend to get stuck in the working to get higher and higher and higher, and they never actually live. So,
and in some plans that we had, then we just okay, well, we might postpone it for a little bit, to see if she needs to experience the world in her life. And so one day is one thing, the next day is another thing. So we don't know. And then, like I said, being a mom is kind of, it's heartbreaking, because you want your kids to know what's going to happen. Everything's going to be fine, but it's going to be hard, because it is hard. Start it over. So I know it's hard, but it's doable. And I know she's very strong and strong-minded, and she has a strong personality. She's very successful. She will be successful. And we will be successful in our businesses later on. Unless we can start
my
tomorrow.
Definition of success has definitely changed as I am nearing graduation. When I first went to finance, I was I want to be a multimillionaire and do all this. But now I'm I don't really care about the millions. I just want to enjoy my life and experience the stuff that I want to experience. So
go to work every day and love what you're doing.
Yeah, I want to love the people that I'm working with, and also be able to travel and see stuff. So it's just hard to do both. So I'm just I don't know.
Yeah, it is. But first, we are a coffee break, because we
go and visit a coffee shop every episode, and we come back and tell you guys how it was, the vibe of the coffee shop, and what we ordered. And today we went to Gilbert's Coffee Bar in Port Salerno.
Port Salerno.
Yeah.
It was the cutest little thing.
Yes.
Port Salerno, I think, one side of the street was just a little, I don't know.
A little ran down, and then the other side is
big
very
boats
nice.
and just $1 million homes and yachts and stuff. But this little coffee shop is just, you have to see where it's at. Mm-hmm. It's a cute little neighborhood, and it was great inside. But then there's also outside patio, front and back patio. Yeah. But they had a patio, a lanai kind of patio. And that's where we sat, and these big lounge chairs. I mean, it was just so fun.
It was so cute and clean, and I love the coastal kind of theme of it.
Yeah.
And I think they cater to bikers too, because they're right on a bike path, and I see bikers go there a lot. So I was I want to try that out.
Well, I picked her up after how many hours of biking?
I did 4 hours of cycling.
And we've been up since 5 o'clock this morning to get ready for a swim meet for my for your youngest sister, my youngest daughter. And then the same thing tomorrow morning. So it was like a long morning for you, long morning for me.
Yeah.
And we just sat there and we kept saying like, yeah, we got to go back home.
I know, but
nobody was moving.
The seats were so cozy.
Yeah, we didn't want to leave.
I ordered a pumpkin spice chai, pumpkin spice chai. Cold or iced. And then I also got this nutty banana bread because it was like toast on sourdough because I just finished my bike and I needed something to eat, and that's what sounded good. So that was amazing. I love anything sourdough.
And then it was
like
a
almond butter, peanut butter, and then like honey on top and cinnamon.
No, sliced bananas,
yes.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. I don't know if it was just because I was like so hungry, but yeah, I ate the whole thing in 2 seconds. And then obviously the pumpkin chai was amazing because I love anything pumpkin.
Okay, I don't really care usually for this, and I have to say I took a sip.
Yeah, she did like it, which is very rare.
And I liked it. It was, I don't know, it was not too pumpkin-y. It was more like, for me, like a spice cake, like a spice coffee cake. That's what it tasted. I mean, I thought it was really good. It was not too sweet. And I did take, of course, a matcha, but he said that their matcha is like very much not sweet. So I added blackberry, and I thought I've never had it, so let's just try that. And it just made it just a little bit of sweetness. It was really good. I've never had that iced, obviously, but
yeah. And I also tried it. It was good. It was like the matcha. You can tell is very good quality, but like you can like taste just like a little bit the blackberry, and it's not like overpowering or anything or like fake syrupy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was really good. Yeah. So check that. If you are into a Port Salerno, it's really, really good.
Yeah, stop by there. If you're like a cyclist, you can literally just bike there and it's right on the path. So I would go check that out. Now we'll do our week in review, which wasn't all that interesting. I have midterms tomorrow, so I've been studying and I've been training. And that's pretty much it. So
just went to work. Really?
Yeah. Not a very interesting week, but hopefully there's more interesting weeks coming. But we'll let you guys know.
It was a busy one, though. Yeah. Second busiest week since I worked in this clinic. So that was that.
That's good.
Got back into working out. So I was sore.
Did you crack your phone?
No, that was outside.
No.
Oh, no, it's the protector.
Oh, sorry, I just got a little off topic. No. But now we will dive into the topic.
Yes.
And she has all the questions, but we'll be answering both questions. This is not an interview for me. No. Because I don't like the interviews.
So, yeah, no. Oh, I don't like to be interviewed either, and you just love to do this.
But we're doing 3 topics today and 3 topics next week. So the 3 topics we're doing today are...
All right, well, wait, I just want to say, so it was, like I said, the current, hot topics in young adults, including mental health awareness, navigating social media impacts. Actually, mental health awareness was yesterday. Athlete mental health awareness was yesterday. And your oldest sister and you are extremely involved in that, which with Morgan's message, I think it's huge. Navigating social media's impact and economic concerns like financial independence and the rising cost of living. Identity and relationship, career challenging, like right now we're talking about AI, even in chiropractic, like AI is taking over medicine too, just like what the heck, what's going on? It's a scary thought. Climate change and, sex education, like we said, it's just stress and anxiety, all the things that are going on right now, and especially with you graduating. So I chose 3 today. So I have the mental health and well-being, social media and technology, and AI intelligence, or artificial intelligence, and career impact, how it could affect your career. So starting with mental health and well-being, how to normalize normalization of mental health conversation among young adults. This is something that in my generation, when I was your age, we never talked about that. Zero talk about that.
I think that they're getting a lot more comfortable with talking about like men's mental health. Men always feel like they have to be like this, like show no emotion, tough, don't cry. But I think that we're getting a lot more comfortable as a society to just talk about it, and like men are seeking therapy more often, and I think that's great. So.
I would say that there's still a problem with the generation before me. I would say like my parents. Well, my dad wasn't even a generation before that, but because he was much older. But I think if I talk about this to my mom, she'll be like, "What the heck is that?" And she'll be like, I don't want to talk about it because they never talked about it. So it's really uncomfortable, or they just plain don't know what the hell and they think we're crazy.
And that's why generational trauma got passed down to the next generation, because they didn't talk through their problems but it depends
because of you, I'm more open about all this. I kind of, because I want to connect with you. Sometimes I'm trying to, that's our cat crying. Sometimes I'm trying to explain to your grandma, that's not, and then just, that's not how it works. That's not, and she's like, well, I'm like, I'm done. That just, there's no point. That's not, I mean, it just, she's done raising me. So there's like, this is it. We're done with it. Also the impact of like hustle culture. You talk about that, like hustle all the time, and you miss what's going on next to you. Like you miss life.
And this is primarily, I would say, America. We're known as hustle culture. And we've done a podcast about this before, like hustle culture versus like the European, like laid back, like enjoy the little moments, you know. And I think that when you are like constantly hustling, constantly wanting to get the next promotion and the next promotion, you can miss out on like living in the moment. So
actually, with this new position I have, like this new chiropractic position in the clinic where I am here, from my own personal experience, from my own office, owning my own office, and then working with another doctor in Iowa. Although, you know, especially when you own your own office, you work a lot of hours, and eventually you just, you know, you have people helping you.
Sometimes you have to do what you got to do.
Yeah, but now I'm older and I'm sitting at my desk and I'm seeing like how crazy this office is. Crazy busy, but also seeing the people working there so stressed out. So there's always something wrong. There's always something, and there's always going to be a problem. There's always going to be, you know, hurdles and stuff. But I see even like one of our, really, I hope she's not listening to this, but our executive director of our office, she works even at home. There's never a break. There's never like a shut, like, you know, like, and when I get home, I'm done. I don't want to, I mean, sometimes she asks me like, you know, how your day was, and I have to vent for like 15 minutes and I'm done. But sometimes I don't even want to. I get in my car and I'm done.
Sometimes you have to separate work from home to really like enjoy.
But they want you to do it at home. And so I'm like, no, I've been stressed out all day. I've been like pinpointed of things I've been doing wrong, not in like per se the adjustment with my patient, but more of the paperwork stuff. And I'm like, what? So I now get it even more now about the hustle of like, holy shit. Like, example, this woman doesn't even get to check out and just be with her family or be with, you know, her own self. I want to come home and I want to make dinner for my kids and I want to sit down and talk about their days. And, you know, I already have
sit
your
down
sister
and just watch TV too.
Yeah, just to disconnect for a second. Not TV, the news, not TV, the shit's going on in the world, just TV show to disconnect for an hour. And then we can talk about other stuff. Yeah. You know, it's good to just, I think when you're on all the time, you eventually just lose yourself. And I think that's very important to not do that, which gets to the thin line between self-care and avoidance behavior. Do you avoid to just look at yourself in the mirror and say, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. I mean, I do that with like just procrastinating. Like I'll avoid with doing anything. Like I'd rather clean my room than do my homework. You know, like I'll do anything but my homework. But I'd say
wait. Cleaning your room?
Yeah, whatever. But like even now, like having to face that I'm graduating and I have to like figure out my life, like I definitely was avoiding for a little bit, but like now it's really just coming up on me. And I guess that's kind of what sucks about like graduating early is you got to figure it out sooner. So I'm trying to figure it out sooner.
Well, which comes to here, like how do you personally balance emotional health while trying to be productive or successful?
I mean, being productive in like something that you like want to do, and you like being productive in like working towards your purpose, I guess. Like this, like there's this end goal and you're working towards it. It might suck now, but like you're working towards like something that you want to do, like something that fulfills you, you know what I mean? In the end.
You just use the word, I think that people don't use enough is purpose, because people, I think a lot of people, and I realized that with this new job, like what is my goal, and that we mix purpose and goal in the same sentence, it's not the same thing. Your purpose in life and your goal, two different things. In my mind, it's two different things. So I have a purpose, and my goal at my job, my goal to achieve this, to, you know, get my workout done, to.
I think it all leads to your bigger purpose.
Yeah. But it's just
one of the stepping stones. But like, you gotta take those little steps to like, and pretty much.
No, I'm just saying because you said purpose, and like your purpose in life is, you know, could be more than just I want to be successful and I want to make that amount of money on my paycheck.
Yeah, exactly.
Week.
That's what
I want to see these amount of patients. okay, great. Like, I want to help my patients. I want to adjust as many as I can. I want to help
Their
my
health.
community.
Yeah.
This is what I thrive for.
Yeah.
That's what I work for. But the bigger purpose of all this is to also bring all this, health in my family, in myself, to be a better mom, and be a better friend, a better, there's so much more than just, I need to adjust this amount of patients today.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Okay. But there's more than that,
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought that was a word that you just used. What does self-care actually looks like for you, as an example, beyond what's trending on Instagram? Like self-care, like we're going to do a little hand care, like
or
your
like
sister does, your little
skincare, like
Also-
massage day, which isn't always, you can't always do that. It's not always realistic. If you have to work a lot at your job, it can be just like being, like setting your mindset that you're grateful and that you're thankful to even be able to have the opportunity to work at this job, that you got this job that many people would die to have, or they're working towards, but you already have it. So I think self-care just looks like having a healthy mindset and training your mind to have that, or I don't know, starting your morning with reading the Bible, something like that can just change your mind for the day.
Oh, absolutely. I think that the way you, just for me, leave the house sometime, we do homework with your sister in the morning, and doing 6th grade math is really challenging because we did it different, she did it different, and now she's being taught totally
weird,
different.
more complicated ways to solve problems when there's such an easier method that we learned.
Yeah. And then, but she needs to do it the way she was taught in order to answer that question, because now it's all, on computers. So it's not writing it down. I mean, we do it writing it down because I think it helps. But sometimes I leave here and I'm so stressed out. I'm like, oh my gosh, this was the worst morning ever, blah, blah, blah. We were just arguing about math, 6th grade math. And then I get to work and, everybody had their own little mornings different, but when I walk in, I'm trying to make a point, especially with my assistant, Nicole, just to I'm going to put a big smile, say today's going to be a good day. And I know she has a little girl. I know sometimes it doesn't work the same way, it was a shit morning, shit hit the fan, whatever, She has a little 3-year-old daughter, so maybe she gave the wrong color cup and that fucked up the morning, because that happens. That happens with you too. So when you were little. And then you just want to say hey, you know what? We're here now. It's going to be a good day. Just reset button. Let's go. We're going to do this shit. And then sometimes we get shit on. And then we turn around and she's sitting right there, in front of me. And we text each other. Because we can't say it out loud. And we're like, okay. And she's like, I wish sometimes, she tells me this. She said, I wish sometimes I could just not give a shit. Sometimes I try not to. And I said, it took me years. And we had these conversations before.
Yeah.
It's just, you need to say well, you know what? If you're so dissatisfied with what I do, then you could just fire me, right? Or we could just work this through and we can work it out. So sometimes the little things still affects, let's say, her a little bit more, that I just bigger picture, this is what we're going to do today. So let's move on. But sometimes she's the one helping me because I'm losing my shit. And she's like, okay, deep breath, Dr. Lynn, deep breath. We're going to do this. So, little things like that. We can move on. Do you want to move on to social media and technology? The paradox of being more connected, but feeling lonelier than ever.
Yeah.
110%.
It's so bad. For me, I actually deleted TikTok and Instagram. I re-downloaded it just to track the Ironman Kona World Champs. Just
look
at it.
And then not the coffee break.
I'll re-download TikTok to post on a coffee break. But I deleted it because I felt like...
Your personal account, you mean?
Yeah, because I felt like I would sit there for hours just scrolling when I had all my homework done in my training. And I just wanted to sit and relax. And instead of having continuing to have a productive day, maybe going to I don't know, read my book and have a coffee, or reading the Bible, or just doing something that would be beneficial to me, or picking up a hobby or something, painting.
And you just scroll it.
I just end up scrolling for it can time can just fly by, and I feel like I'm literally, my brain is literally rotting. I feel shitty about myself.
Yeah.
And I'm it does lead to feeling of loneliness, as I just sat there by myself, just scrolling, looking at other people's lives and what I aspire to be, but I'm not taking any steps to get there because I'm just watching it, you know?
But not only that, I think sometimes like you read something and just like you disagree, and then you get all into this.
And then you
like,
read the comment section. And,
and you get totally involved for no reason, all worked up. I mean, look at your grandma, my mom, that, you know, just starts yelling about what's going on politically. Like, can you make a difference? I mean, can you make a difference with this comment? Why is this eating you alive? And then we talk about this, like, why is she watching all this? Unless you have a goal, a purpose, a plan to make a change.
I understand spreading the word about, like,
totally different. I'm talking about the comments.
Yes.
We were saying comments.
No, absolutely.
Then you get all like worked up for it.
I understand educating or posting, like, about something that, like, needs change, but, like, us fighting in the comment section just causes more division. There's people that just aren't going to change their minds on stuff. And we just have to accept that and respect that as adults, that there's some people who are just dumb and won't learn and won't educate themselves. So.
Yeah, because you can change your mind. Sometimes I read things, you know, even if it pertains to my own job in a profession, and you just like, you know what? Let's just look into this a little bit more. Maybe I can change my mind. You know, it's okay. Like, we had a little disagreement this week on like the Super Bowl. Not that I don't like who's going to sing. That's not what the point. We just had a disagreement on something, and she's like, "You're entitled to your own opinion." I'm like, "I am, and so are you."
She wants a older band to come in because we have newer bands. Well, or we have newer people coming in. For the
past 4 or 5 years, it's been just newer band, which is great.
The moms had Adam Levine. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know, but I was thinking more like, you know, like Aerosmith, Bon Jovi. I mean, just an older group. Just to satisfy also the other people that pay for this Super Bowl. Right?
But what I was going to say is, like, no matter who they have on, I mean, everybody that they have on are all talented people, but there's always going to be people that say something about the show, even though these performers have put so much work into it, and they always get shit on. So,
but still, Prince was the best one. But anyway, so when he sang "Purple Rain" when it was raining, you know, just like amazing. But also, you were saying like, feeling disconnected and lonely. This is why I have the rule, and I know sometimes it's really hard for everybody, but I don't want phones at the table. Yeah, especially at the restaurant. We're together.
Restaurants, we do very well. It's sometimes like if we like ask a question like we don't know the answer to, we'll end up on our phone.
Yeah, we're gonna look. But otherwise, it's just first for restaurant, if I'm paying to take you guys out for dinner, we're gonna talk, you know, just
we're gonna have a nice dinner.
And about these, so it's very important. And your older sister is pretty big about this too, not to have TV while we're eating dinner and things like that. And which actually, this new house,
I do like background noise while we eat though, because I don't like the sound of people
I've been putting music with Google, but we used to have the TV on, and sometimes it's fun, but not all the time. And I realized like the whole summer with her being here, we always had awesome conversation every dinner. Well, arguments.
Sometimes we'd also argue.
It is your sister. Is constant digital multitasking, is it killing our attention spans?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that also what is it called? Short form content is killing our attention span just on its own, because our attention span is shortened so much to like 2 seconds now?
Yeah.
Because we scroll so quickly, it'll be like, we see a video that makes us happy, but we can't even like make it through the whole video because we get bored. And then we scroll the next one, and it makes us sad. And we scroll.
Well, you're the worst one with this, because we listen to music and we're our song. We're all loving it. It's like, okay, I was done with it. And
because I want to listen to that's different, because I want to listen to so many songs on the ride to where we're going, that I like want to make sure I listen to all of them.
But it's kind of funny.
I feel like you guys also like don't like my music sometimes, so then I like switch it quick.
Well, it's because I think that, and which is one of the questions. Like, I think we feel addicted to, let's say, like one app more than another, or like addicted to just scroll there and be like, okay, that's great. Oh, I've seen that one, or that's part of one I've seen. And it's just like quickly just switching our minds. Do you think that we can have a healthy relationship while being glued to our screens?
No.
Okay, I agree with that. Absolutely.
I don't think it's possible. I think that there's always going to be, especially like with Instagram Reels, there's like some gory stuff that pops up now. Like, they just don't filter it. And I just think that there's always going to be something that like because we feel so many different emotions at once, there's always going to be something that throws our emotions off and our nervous system off.
Well, that's why like I've noticed, you know, older people that have been married for many, many years, they go out for dinner because they don't want to cook and they want to just enjoy like a nice meal and this and that, and they sometimes don't talk, which is okay. Like you don't have to always talk. But younger couple, I mean, you're new to this life. You're just, you should have so many types and topics of conversation. And then sometimes you see them both on their phones.
Yeah.
Just like, what is going on? Where were we? I don't know. Was I with you when we thought the guy? Yes, we were
at Sorrel, or not Sorrel. What?
No,
Sarbonne.
Sarbonne, and we saw this guy, which we were thinking he was probably on first date from Bumble, whatever. And he was trying to make conversation, and we could see him, we couldn't see her.
Yeah, he kept trying to say something. She wasn't answering.
She was on her phone the entire time, like doing this. Sitting, and he was sitting there, and he had a bottle of wine, and they had a good dinner.
God, it was terrible. It terrible.
Felt so bad for him. We all wanted to invite him over to eat with us and be like, just screw this. It was just so rude. I don't know, maybe he was not what she expected. She could have very well say, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm just going to go home.
But, because I was just thought even worse. But no, I always make sure that, we both make sure that when my boyfriend and I are out at dinner, we don't even have our phones on the table, and we just word vomit. We just talk a lot about random shit because
so you do.
Yeah.
That's what's funny. And it's okay sometimes to not have to say something for 2, 3, 4 minutes.
Well, especially when the food's really good and there's no talking for 10 minutes.
Then you're munching. Shit, we were hungry and damn, this is good. But it's even with your best friend, my best friend Angie came, we can be on the road. She can be sleeping and I could just be in my own little world, or we could just be at a restaurant for 2, 3 minutes and just be in our own little bubble, kind of own little world. And it's okay. That means you're in a very good relationship. If you don't have to always talk, there could be some silent moments. That's fine. Just not on your phone. And it's just, and her and I know when she was here, she was dealing with something because she's selling her house. She was on her phone and she will tell me, she's like, I'm not supposed to be on my phone. This is so freaking rude. I'm here visiting you, but I have to finish this, blah, 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 contract. I'm like, it's fine. That's totally different. But at least you can acknowledge when, you're not supposed to be on your phone, but you're on your phone. Is the internet helping or hurting our ability to build community?
Ooh, I think that it helps in a way of how I found my roommates at FAU, how I found crew at FAU, which is the Christian group. If there's a lot of things where I'm in an Ironman Facebook group, so it gives me a lot of tips and advice, and it helps me de-stress a lot because they kind of talk you through everything. All the Facebook groups pretty much. If you go travel, you can join a Facebook group and meet people. If you move to a new city and you don't know anybody, there's going to be groups for you on Facebook and you can go to a meetup. So I think that there are good things. There's also online therapy, stuff like that. So I think
we need to find, I think society needs to find a balance between both. We want to go somewhere and we put the GPS. I know how to get home, but I just want to know how many minutes I have left or whatever. I will look it up and stuff. I still need the technology. We used to read maps. You never had that. But I remember my parents mapping.
If the grid goes down, we're screwed.
Yeah, mapping the whole thing, coming down from Montreal down to Florida or visiting and stuff. And it was all on maps. Your dad, when we were married, we always had a big, huge book that was a map for each state, just in case the GPS didn't work, because we used to have MapQuest. I remember this when the computer came out and MapQuest. We would print how to get somewhere. We thought that was genius. You're driving and you're flipping the page because you just printed it out. We didn't have that on our phone. There were flip phones, so you didn't have that. And now you just look at your screen and you get somewhere.
That's crazy.
How did we do that? Trust me. They always say maps, cursive writing, and stick shift. My generation's taking over.
Yeah, we'd be screwed.
Or the rotary phone, because I grew up with that. I was at the end of it, but still I know how to use.
Yeah, we'd be useless. So.
Shit, wrong one. You have to start all over again. Yeah. So, and then the other one was has social media changed how you see yourself or your life?
Honestly, I think it's made me feel worse. Just being on it, makes me feel like a literal loser. I'll see all these whatever successful people, but it's and I'll be damn, I'm these people they're mid-20s and they're so successful, but it's
but which is true or not? That's the thing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You don't know. You don't know if this is just materialism, if they're truly happy, if Like you don't know how they even got there, and if they're content with where they're at. You know what I mean? So you just can't compare yourself. So
No, I think, and just now that there's AI, which we're going to get there, you see photos and pictures, you're like, that's not even real. Like it just, or even content from political aspects, and you think that that's really what that person said, but no, it was all AI produced. And you're like, so who do I believe now?
she gets what's it called?
I get
She gets
pissed.
fooled by the AI a lot.
Yeah, I do. Well, I'm getting much better now, but because they're helping me. Because sometimes she's like, "No, that's not true. That was AI." Well, what the fuck? I just listened to this whole thing, and it was just not even true. Like what? So that's why I don't listen to politics or anything like that because I'm pissed. But anyway, okay.
Now we will dive into the artificial intelligence,
yeah, AI
and career impact.
So the fear versus the excitement dynamic with AI in jobs. I think there's a lot of fear.
Fear, like excitement. Especially with like finance. Like there's so many people that can turn to like instead of going to a financial advisor, like they can just ask ChatGPT everything. And like even though it's a growing field, I'm scared that like at some point we're gonna have to like utilize AI to our advantage to be on top with like the finance industry.
Well, for everything too. I mean, even for we have AI in the medical field in the sense that you don't have to write down or type down all your notes. You can just talk. However, it listens to the whole conversation. So it's not just, like when you see your patient, you talk about, XYZ that's going on with you, but you're also going to talk about everything else. And then it doesn't always write exactly what you're saying. It just will pick up the words. And from my own experience, we reviewed because we tried it. We reviewed. And I will say, I don't know, 30% of what I said was not what was written. So I have to go back and
because you could get in trouble if your notes aren't right.
This is medical stuff, you know, and then you have to rewrite the whole thing. And it's just like, well, I should have just done it myself in the first place. Not saying that it's not great to just talk and you don't have to go, but now that we realize all the
could cause issues.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay, don't want that. And plus it's a lot of money. But even the ChatGPT, and maybe that's not true, but this is what we were told at the meeting we had last week. ChatGPT knows to a certain extent of things, and it cannot be changed. So its opinion or its knowledge cannot be changed.
Yeah.
So you can ask the same question 55 times, the same answer will come out. And just like, but we move, I mean, it's evolution, right?
I don't know if that's true because we learned that
it's a little bit scary.
ChatGPT is constantly learning though and expanding.
I don't know. That's what we had learned. I mean, maybe it is now.
It's learning and expanding because the more you ask it, the more it like expands.
Oh, yeah, because you add, but the original question is the same question. Then it asks you, do you want to go more personal? Do you want to add some points or, personal, pinpoints, words? And then it will elaborate on
if I ask it like my math questions, it's going to like,
you're not supposed to do that.
Anyways, but I guess like the excitement, or I don't know if this really pertains to that, but like I'll ask ChatGPT like jobs in whatever area like that match my resume, and it'll pop up with like stuff I can apply to instead of me because I'm lazy. So yeah.
Well, so there comes to this: emerging careers versus traditional 9 to 5. What young people really want. So emerging career, which it will include some of the AI. So you're at home or you're just behind your computer, or you want to do a 9 to 5.
I think that I would rather at that point do a 9 to 5 because I would need to be around people. I feel like that's going to cause like loneliness, and it's just going to, it's just really scary. It's just really scary how far it can go. Like how the future of AI is really scary and unknown. And I think that if most jobs turn to AI at home, that's just going to lead to so many mental health problems. So
yes, because you don't have maybe not per se your generation, but I'm very afraid of your sister's generation, your younger sister, how they don't even know how to really talk. We just talked about this, like we talked about yesterday. Like I have patients that are the same age as my youngest daughter, and they were able to actually, one of them is virtual school because he's an athlete, he plays golf, but the other one still goes to elementary school, 6th grade, and they were both talking to me like having a conversation. They were able to converse with me, and that's what I want to try. Like really, I'm pushing with your sister too. Like when there's adults around, look at them in the eyes. Like it was always, with you guys, the same thing is an adult talks to you, you look at them in the eyes and you answer. I think like this new generation is just lacking this personable, like social.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard
skills.
for them to get jobs.
Yeah, like they will all fail an interview.
Yeah.
And even like the interview that you do via like Zoom or FaceTime or whatever, you still need to look at the person. You still need to
be able to speak.
Yes.
When you're asked a question.
Yeah, because everything now is like let me text you. Well, no, like especially doctors and stuff. You still need to be able to talk. But is AI and creativity, is it a threat or a tool?
I think it's a threat to creativity. I think creativity should come from like the mind, and like I think it should come from the human brain. I think that's where creativity is meant to root from. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what scares me the most too with AI. Have you used any AI in school? Is it something that's used in school?
Yeah, like we will sometimes use AI for a project, and then we have to humanize it, like make it better. Yeah.
Okay.
We've had to do that before. I've done that 3 times.
Oh, wow. Okay. Do you think that AI is going to replace jobs or just change how we work?
I think it'll replace jobs at some point, but hopefully we bounce back and we realize
it already did replace jobs.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So are you excited or worried?
I'm worried. I'm so scared. I think AI is going to be the downfall of our freaking world. Like it has so many potentials and problems. So yeah.
And I'm sorry, maybe I'm totally wrong, but I don't think AI can replace every job. Like how's AI is going to replace a freaking plumber or an electrician or a medical doctor? Like you have not seen me. This is the thing that I sometimes see in my own office with medical doctors. We're all different. You may have the same symptoms as me, but you don't have the same medical history as me. Therefore, you and I don't have the same outcome of the symptoms.
Yeah.
And AI does not always recognize this, and that just drives me nuts. When the doctors
it's just like WebMD, it's telling people they're dying.
Yeah, we went through that with you.
Yeah, I did. Go through
she WebMD her. Thank goodness we still went and saw another doctor, but still, we saw 3 doctors for the little bump she had, and ended up with an amazing doctor at the University of Iowa hospitals. That was amazing.
Dr. Manley Gold. Pulled that out my ass.
I know, right?
But that is pretty much all we have.
No, because there's just something for you here.
Oh.
How do you navigate the pressure to find a career that's both stable and fulfilling? That was my last question.
I'm not dealing with it very well. I'm trying to deal with it. I'm trying to find a job that I don't know. That's all. I'm trying to find a job that like I'm called to, like that I feel like I connect with, and that has a purpose that I like align my values with. And a lot of the time finance jobs can be filled with greed or, materialism, or there's just the constant working up the ladder. So I'm trying to find a job, which is very hard to find in finance, that kind of avoids that. Maybe something private with working with families and just like feeling like I'm actually helping people. I don't know.
Well, what I could add as well is like sometimes that change also in somebody's career. Like I know right now, I'm so sorry. I always cough at the same time. I know some people, even in the medical field, like they get fulfilled for so long, and all of a sudden it just like you see them.
Yeah.
What's his name? That's What Happens in Vegas? No, not that movie. The other one. Oh my gosh, I can't remember, but he's like Asian.
Oh, the guy that he's also in
The Mask.
The Dove.
The Masked Singer. He's one of the judges there too.
Yeah, he was a
he was a medical doctor, and his passion was to be a comedian, and he's freaking hilarious.
Comedian, actor. He's very successful.
He's very successful at that. He had fulfillment to a point, and says like, I don't know, and that's why when we talk about what we want to do later on as a business, ideas. I'm actually kind of getting closer to be like, I love what I do, but I'm ready for another. I'm ready for a change. I'm ready for something else. So
yeah.
And then we usually end up with Would You Rather, but we did 50 of those last week. So we're gonna take today off of the Would You Rather.
Go tune in to last week's episode. And be sure to follow us on Instagram at @a_coffee.break and TikTok at @a_coffee_break. And our episodes are out every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to check out in Port Salerno, Gilbert's Coffee Bar. It is very cute. And yeah, like and subscribe on all our stuff. A Coffee Break with Cat and Mom on YouTube if you don't know already. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode, and we'll see you next week.
We'll finish the other half, part 2 next weekend.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.